How to buy tax lien certificates in New York. So in this video, I'm going to talk about tax lien certificates in the great state of New York. Okay, it still is great. Trust me, there's some great things happening over there. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what they're all about, how they do it, when they do it, what the interest rate is, the bidding process, and also some of the research tools that you're going to need to make this happen. And stick around, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. And I've got some really cool stuff at the very end. It'll make more sense when we get to that, going through all this information here. But I'm going to promise you this, you'll know exactly what to do in the state of New York doing this. First of all, New York is a tax lien certificate state, it's a tax deed state, and it's a boroughs. Okay, I'm going to tell you what not to do in New York. Don't do New York City. Okay, New York City has got, Brooklyn, it's a borough, Long Island, it's a borough, all that stuff. Just stay away from that. You want to go up to Nassau, you want to go up to upstate, you want to go up to all that, and they have a little bit of both. Okay, now I've said that about the boroughs for a while. It's a very confusing process. There's a lot of bureaucracy involved. And I say that about Dade County, unless it's a deed sale. I say that about a lot of these major metropolitan areas that it just becomes convoluted. So let's start off with that. Stay away from the boroughs. No big deal. New York is just a massive state, okay? And it's got all these counties in there. So let's talk about the tax liens. First of all, they have tax lien sales all the time, okay? So there's not a particular time during the year. Very important. So let's talk about what a tax lien certificate is. So in the state of New York, once a property owner becomes 1 year delinquent on the property taxes, the county can bring it up for sale. Okay, we'll get to that, how that happens in a bit. Once they've brought it up to sale, if nobody's bought it, it's a leftover inventory, they do have the option to sell the property outright for back taxes, or what's called a tax deed. So there's kind of a quasi-dual state situation going on that very few people know about. Okay, the first thing you have to do, number one, is determine what's your financial objective. What are you trying to accomplish here? Okay, how much money do you want to make? Okay, number two, you got to figure out this, which county. So pick 5 or 6 counties in the state of New York and start gathering the information. When is the sale? Exactly when is the sale for the upcoming auction? They could float that. So 1 year it could be one time and the next year it could be a different time. So don't assume it's going to be the same every single year. Then you want to say, okay, if that's when the sale is, when do you bring your list out? Typically, like we've said in another video, it's 30 days prior to the sale. Now that we've got when the auction is and when the list is, you can set your calendar and say, okay, at this time, I need to be getting the list. Where do you get the list? You can get it online from the county sometimes. Sometimes you have to pay a fee and they'll mail it out to you. Sometimes you pay them a fee, they'll digitally send it to you. There can be a number of different ways, but your job is to find out how is that list disseminated to the public. I've seen some counties that say it's public information in the county building. You literally have to come in here to get it. You're like, wow, that's convenient. But they're doing that to everybody. So the more difficult a county makes it, the more excited I get because they're being difficult with everybody. Most people are lazy. They won't turn that corner to find that gem. So just keep turning the corner to find those gems, okay? So when is the sale? Okay, when is the list out there? Oh, how is the sale conducted? Now, typically it's 10%. They bid down the interest. But what I mean by that is it live? Is it online? Where are you going to get these resources? Some of the live auctions are going to be nysauctions.com. You got Reynolds, R with an R-E, Reynolds, auctions.com. You've got realauctions.com. These happen on an annual basis. A lot of these that I just mentioned have practice auctions on there, so you can kind of get a feel of how it works for that particular jurisdiction. But those will be really helpful for it. There is a 2-year minimum redemption period. So when you buy that lien, it's got 2 years before you can foreclose on it. All liens that are are eliminated. Anything that's not eliminated would be a county-held lien. So let's say I buy a lien on this property and it's got, the county had to, I don't know, clean the property up, mow the lawn, whatever. They might put that on there. That will stay with the property. Mortgages, IRS, all of those will be eliminated if it goes past the redemption period and you initiate the foreclosure. There are OTC sales in New York, so they have them from time to time. Those are properties that went to the sale and for whatever reason, nobody bought those. The purchase method is basically a first come, first serve. Whoever gets there first, whoever bids first, is the way it happens on this. And it's a 2-year minimum bid. Now listen, if something goes into inventory and nobody buys it, some counties elect to even do this as a tax deed sale. So they'll say, okay, nobody's been buying these properties, so we're gonna go ahead and issue those. And it's gonna be a bidding process to the highest bidder. There's an example I can give you. There was a $310,000 property in upstate New York, and I do believe the opening bid was like $57,000. Don't hold my feet to the fire, but you get the point. They ended up buying the property for $320,000. It took 6 months to clear title on the property. Now this is important, I wanna bring this up. There is a difference between clearing title and insuring the title. This is, I just remembered this, because in this scenario, they were looking to get title insurance. All that was doing was ensuring that this was a tax deed and these liens were no longer encumbered on the property. I'm like, dude, no one's gonna buy this property, because they had a buyer at $300,000 on this property and they were like, you know, licking their chops, and the buyer's going, wait a second, this isn't clear title. And he said, I thought I could get clear title. I said, no, all you did is insure the title. This is like insuring somebody that is a bad driver. Okay, it's going to cost them a lot of money, but they can still get insurance. This title is all jumbulated. I don't know if that's a word, because it's got all these liens on it. They're no longer valid, but they still show there. Your job, once it goes to that sale, is to clean the title. What he should have done, had he been paying attention and taking any of my courses, he should have cleaned the title. That means a lawyer goes in there and says, all of these liens and all these encumbrances are no longer valid on this property. He proves it to the county. So when a title company pulls the title on it, yeah, it's a clear title. This guy owns it. You can buy it. What do you want to do? Very important for you to understand that. That process is going to vary from county to county, and the fee will vary from county to county. Some attorneys will charge you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I don't care what they charge me. It doesn't matter. If this is a tax lien situation, they come in to redeem, they're gonna have to pay you back that attorney's fee. If it's a tax deed in the scenario I was talking about, well, you already got the property. Now you just gotta pay somebody to clean it up, so you've got basically a marketable title on this where somebody can come in there and just buy the property for the back taxes. So there's a lot going on in New York, and so you've got to understand at what phase. So if you're buying a tax lien certificate and you're going to that auction, I wanna know, what's the sale process? When I say what's the sale process, what I mean is, if I buy the tax lien certificate, how long does it take to foreclose and how much is that gonna cost me? And if it's a tax deed, you know, how long will it take to clear the title on this? And it's gonna be pretty ambiguous depending on the complexity, but how much is it gonna cost me? Remember, both of those things are gonna have to happen. If you're buying a tax lien, you gotta clear title or foreclose on it. If you're buying a tax deed, you get a clear title. If you're buying a tax lien and you go to foreclose, clearing the title will be part of that process. But understand, you will not have a marketable property until you do one of those two things, depending on where you're at in the whole process. Is it simple? No. Is it complicated? A little bit, as long as you have somebody taking you by the hand and showing this. Again, this is education. Okay, you got to get into implementation. And my gift to you is exactly that. I've got a brand new mini course on how to implement all of this education into profits. It's free. All you have to do is go to the link down below and go to higginsmethod.com. That's HIGGINS method.com. Click on that link, fill out the information there, and I will immediately send you that information. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. If there's somebody that should have been listening to this information, subscribe, but also below that share link, copy it and send it over to them so they can enjoy this this great information. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and good luck. We'll see you out there.